Clean this mess properly, girl. My shoes cost more than your monthly rent. Regional Manager Derek Williams kicked over the yellow mop bucket. Dirty water splashed across Kesha Washington's Navy uniform, seeping through the fabric. The 52-year-old woman stood motionless as brown liquid pooled around her worn sneakers. Derek pulled out his iPhone, aiming the camera down at her. "Watch this cleaning lady learn some respect," he announced to his Instagram Live audience. The red recording dot blinked as 23 viewers tuned in for his morning entertainment. Kesha's dark eyes remained calm. She reached for paper towels without a word. Behind Derek, a sleek black briefcase sat forgotten by her supply cart, its gold KW monogram catching the harsh fluorescent light. The 47th floor of Sterling Financial buzzed with arriving employees. None dared intervene. Have you ever been judged by your appearance only to prove everyone spectacularly wrong? 8:47 a.m. 47 minutes until board meeting. Derek's live stream. Counter climbed to 47 viewers. Comments flooded in "Fire her and show her who's boss." He grinned, energized by the digital audience. "This is what happens when diversity hiring goes wrong," Derek announced to his phone. "Some people need to learn their place in the corporate world." Kesha methodically cleaned the spilled water. Her movements were precise, professional. She'd done this dance 1,000 times over 3 weeks of night shifts, but today felt different. Today the charade would end. Derek dialed maintenance. "Rodriguez, your cleaning staff is incompetent and insubordinate. I want this woman terminated immediately for property damage and disrespect." The briefcase beside Kesha's supply cart held secrets that would shatter Derek's world. Inside was a Stanford MBA diploma dated 2019, a Sterling Financial ID badge reading K Washington board member, and a first-class boarding pass from last night's red-eye from San Francisco. She'd been conducting undercover culture assessments for 3 weeks. Her phone buzzed text from Chairman Roberts. "Flight. Okay. See you at 9:30, 8:52 a.m. Maintenance director arrives." Luis Rodriguez stepped off the elevator, his weathered face creased with concern. He'd worked at Sterling Financial for 15 years. Never had he seen such a spectacle on the executive floor. "What's the problem here?" Rodriguez asked, though. Derek's live stream made it obvious. "This woman damaged company property and refused to clean it properly," Derek lied smoothly. "She's been insubordinate all week. I want her fired and escorted out." Rodriguez looked at Kesha. She was one of his best supervisors, quiet, thorough, always early. Something didn't add up. Her uniform was clean except for the fresh water stains. Her workstation was immaculate. "Ma'am, is this accurate?" Rodriguez asked gently. Kesha's voice was steady. "I spilled water while mopping. I was cleaning it when Mr. Williams arrived." Derek's phone showed 89 viewers now. He was performing for them. "She's lying. Look at this mess. Completely unprofessional." 8:55 a.m., HR representative called. The elevator chimed again. HR Director Michelle Torres emerged, her heels clicking against marble floors. At 34, she'd climbed Sterling's corporate ladder through careful politics and risk avoidance. This situation screamed liability. "Derek, what's happening here?" Michelle kept her voice low, professional. Derek's live stream was now at 156 viewers. The story was gaining traction. Sterling Financial had started trending in finance. Twitter circles. "Insubordinate cleaning staff," Derek explained. "I've documented everything on social media for legal purposes." Michelle's stomach dropped. Live streaming workplace conflicts violated company policy section 12.4. But Derek was a regional manager 2 levels above her in the hierarchy. Kesha watched the corporate theater unfold. Her real boss, Chairman Roberts, had hired her specifically for moments like this: 3 weeks of data collection, 3 weeks of watching Derek's department hemorrhage talent through discriminatory practices. 8:58 a.m. Security Involvement Building. Security Chief Jake Morrison arrived with 2 guards. The 45-year-old former Marine had seen his share of corporate drama, but live streaming a termination, this was new territory. "Sir, we need to escort this employee from the building," Morrison said reluctantly. He'd always liked Kesha. She greeted everyone by name and asked about his daughter's soccer games. Something felt wrong. Derek was in full performance mode now. "Jake, make sure she doesn't steal anything on her way out. These people can't be trusted." The racist comment hit like a slap. Morrison's jaw tightened. Several employees had gathered, phones recording. This would be online within minutes. Sarah Monroe, a junior manager, stood near the elevator bank. Her hand shook as she secretly recorded on her phone. She'd worked under Derek for 8 months. His casual racism wasn't new, but it had never been this public. Kesha's phone buzzed again, another text from the chairman. "Delayed in traffic. Start without me if needed." She almost smiled. If only he knew. 9:01 a.m., the request. "I need 5 minutes to gather my personal belongings," Kesha said calmly. Derek laughed for his audience. "What belongings?" "A mop and bucket." His live stream had reached 203 viewers. Comments poured in faster than he could read them. Most cheered him on, but a few questioned the optics. One user wrote, "Bro, this looks really bad for your company." Michelle Torres pulled Derek aside. "You need to stop filming. This could be a legal nightmare." "Relax," Derek waved her off. "I'm documenting employee misconduct. It's perfectly legal." It wasn't. Sterling Financial's social media policy explicitly prohibited recording workplace interactions without all parties' consent. Derek was violating policy 12.4, subsection C. Kesha methodically placed cleaning supplies back in her cart. The briefcase remained untouched, its secrets intact. She'd learned patience during 23 years climbing corporate ladders. 5 more minutes of humiliation would buy her a lifetime of justice. Rodriguez watched uncomfortably. Something about Kesha's composure unsettled him. She moved like someone accustomed to executive boardrooms, not supply closets. 9:04 a.m. The crowd grows. Word spread through Sterling's floors. Employees gathered on 47 pretending to get coffee or use the printer. Derek's public humiliation of a black cleaning woman was the kind of spectacle that demanded witnesses. Sarah Monroe's recording captured everything: Derek's racist commentary, the growing crowd. Kesha's dignified silence would be sent to local news stations if needed. Her grandfather had faced similar discrimination in 1960 San Francisco, and this ended today. Jake Morrison felt sick. His security team was complicit in this theater, but orders were orders, and Derek held the power. Derek's phone showed 267 viewers. He was going viral for all the wrong reasons, but his ego couldn't see it. "This is why I don't hire people like this," he told his audience. "No work ethic, no respect for authority." The briefcase sat 3 feet away, holding documents that would destroy his career. Kesha checked her Rolex, a graduation gift from her Harvard Law School roommate. 26 more minutes until the board meeting. 26 minutes until Derek Williams learned that assumptions could be catastrophically expensive. At 9:07 a.m., board members began arriving. The elevator dinged softly as 3 Sterling Financial board members stepped onto the marble lobby 40 floors below, their Italian leather shoes clicking toward the executive elevator bank. They carried briefcases and tablets prepared for the quarterly culture assessment meeting, unaware their newest board member was currently being escorted out by security. Derek's livestream had exploded to 412 viewers. Hashtag Sterling Financial was trending on Twitter with 847 mentions in the past hour. Financial bloggers were screenshotting his video, adding commentary about toxic corporate culture and PR disasters in real time. Sterling's stock price dipped 0.3% in pre-market trading. Algorithmic trading systems flagged the social media mentions, and automated sell orders were triggered. The company was hemorrhaging $2.1 million in market cap while Derek performed. For his audience, Michelle Torres frantically texted the communications team, "Need crisis management on executive floor now." At 9:09 a.m., the humiliation peaked. Derek positioned himself between Kesha and her briefcase, blocking her access while maintaining his livestream angle. His audience had grown to 523 viewers, comments flowing like rapids. "Empty your pockets," Derek commanded, citing security. Protocol for terminated employees. Jake Morrison's face flushed red. "Sir, that's not actually—" "Do it," Derek snapped. "I don't want stolen property leaving this building." Kesha reached into her uniform pocket, pulling out a small wallet, her building key card, and her phone. The lock screen showed 73 missed calls from Sterling executives, which Derek didn't notice. "The other pocket," he insisted for his audience's entertainment. From her left pocket, Kesha retrieved a platinum American Express Centurion card and a keychain with a small black fob engraved with Chairman's Club Executive Access in gold under Sterling Financial's logo. Derek's eyes narrowed. "Where did you steal these?" "They're mine," Kesha replied calmly. Sarah Monroe zoomed in with her phone camera, capturing the card and keychain, her hands trembling. Something was terribly wrong with this picture. At 9:12 a.m., social media exploded. Derek's livestream reached 634 viewers, but the narrative in the comments was shifting. "Why does a cleaning lady have a black AMX? That keychain looks expensive. Something's fishy here, bro." Plot twist incoming. Local news stations monitoring social media flagged the viral video, and KQED's morning team dispatched a camera crew to Sterling Financial's building. The story was writing itself. Tech executive humiliates employee on live video. Derek, oblivious and drunk on attention, felt powerful with his $127,000 salary, unaware the woman before him earned $285,000 in base salary plus equity. At 9:15 a.m., Sterling went into corporate crisis mode. Communications Director Emma Walsh burst from the elevator, pale-faced, after monitoring the trending hashtag. "Derek, you need to stop filming immediately," she commanded. "This is employee discipline," Derek replied, still live streaming. "Perfectly legal. You're violating Policy 12.4 and potentially California Penal Code 632, Emma shot back. "Stop recording or face immediate suspension." Derek's audience, now 789 viewers with 23 comments per second, was eating up the drama. His ego couldn't resist. "Ma'am, I'm documenting misconduct for legal purposes. This employee damaged company property and disrespected management." Emma called Sterling CEO directly. "Sir, we have a code red situation on the executive floor. Regional manager live streaming a termination, stock price dropping. We need immediate intervention." By 9:18 a.m., the crowd swelled. Word spread through Sterling's Slack channels and WhatsApp groups. Nearly 50 people crowded the 47th floor, phones recording from multiple angles. "Is that really Derek Williams? He's live streaming a firing that's so illegal." "Who's? The cleaning lady? She looks familiar." Junior analyst Marcus Thompson squinted at Kesha, recognizing her face from somewhere, but not in a cleaning uniform. Kesha stood calm and steady. Posture erect. 23 years of executive training had prepared her for moments when composure mattered most. Derek's phone showed 891 viewers as he performed like a reality TV star. This is what happens when you don't respect the chain of command. Some people need to learn their place in the corporate hierarchy. At 9:21 a.m., the union representative arrived. The elevator opened to reveal Janice Williams of the service. Employees International Union, tablet and briefcase in hand, having monitored the viral video from her Oakland office. "Excuse me," she called. "I represent Ms. Washington's union. This termination is being conducted improperly." Derek laughed into his phone. "Great. Now we've got union interference. This is why American business is failing, folks." Viewer count 1,147, but comments were turning against him. "Bro, you're going to get sued. This looks bad for your company. Why is she so calm, though?" Janice told Kesha, "You don't have to submit to this treatment. You have rights under the collective bargaining agreement." Kesha smiled slightly. "Thank you, Ms. Williams, but I think this situation will resolve itself very soon." Janice frowned. Kesha's tone hinted at inside knowledge. At 9:24 a.m. peak confrontation arrived. With over 1,100 viewers, Derek decided to deliver his final humiliation. "Before security escorts you out, I want a public apology. Tell everyone you're sorry for disrespecting Sterling Financial and its management." A crowd fell silent, 50 employees holding their breath, cameras ready. Kesha looked around. Sarah Monroe recording nervously, Jake Morrison ashamed but obedient, Michelle Torres calculating legal exposure, Luis Rodriguez confused by the spectacle. Her gaze locked on Derek's phone camera. "I think," she said softly, "there's been a misunderstanding." She walked to her supply cart and picked up the black briefcase. Derek didn't stop her, assuming it held cleaning supplies. She pulled out her phone, scrolled to a contact labeled Chairman Roberts, and hit dial. "Chairman Roberts, it's Kesha. We have a situation on the 47th floor." Derek's live stream froze. His face went ashen. Jake dropped his radio. Michelle's mouth fell open. And the floor went silent except for the clatter of Derek's phone hitting marble. The live stream kept running. 1,247 viewers watching his world collapse in real time. Robert's voice came through Kesha's phone, audible to everyone. "Kesha, are you all right? I saw the news alerts about Sterling trending on social media, something about an incident on your floor." Derek's live stream kept broadcasting, now showing his complete psychological breakdown as confusion gave way to denial and then dawning horror. The confident regional manager who had kicked over a mop bucket minutes earlier was gone. "I'm fine, sir," Kesha replied calmly, "but we need to discuss Mr. Derek Williams' conduct during my undercover assessment." The words hit the crowd like a physical blow. Undercover assessment? The cleaning lady was working undercover. Whispers rippled through employees as reality set in. Sarah Monroe's phone trembled in her hands, still recording. Marcus Thompson's eyes widened. He remembered seeing Kesha's photo in the company newsletter. 3 weeks ago, the company announced new board appointments. The woman in the cleaning uniform was the same person in the corporate headshot. Jake Morrison stepped backward, his face draining of color. "Oh God, oh no, M. Washington. So sorry, I had no idea. Who is this?" Derek croaked, his voice barely audible, as his live stream comments exploded with speculation. At 9:25 a.m., the identity was revealed. Kesha opened her briefcase with deliberate precision, the simple black case Derek had dismissed as containing cleaning supplies, revealing its true contents to his still-running livestream audience. Inside, visible to over 1,400 viewers, lay documents that would destroy his career, a Stanford Graduate School of Business MBA diploma, magna cum laude 2019. Her sterling financial ID badge reading Kesha R. Washington, Vice President, Corporate Culture and Diversity. Board member credentials signed by Chairman Roberts. A first-class boarding pass from her red-eye flight from Sterling's San Francisco headquarters. And a letter of appointment dated 3 weeks earlier. Mr. Williams, Kesha said, her voice carrying new authority that made several employees straighten. I'm Vice President Washington. I've been conducting a 3-week undercover culture assessment of your department. Derek's phone clattered to the floor again, the live stream still broadcasting his meltdown to over 1,400 viewers as comments flooded in. Holy plot twist. She's the boss. Derek is so fired. This is better than Netflix. Best karma video ever. Employees pressed closer, phones recording every angle of Derek's humiliation, the kind of corporate karma that would trend for weeks. At 9:26 a.m., the evidence was unveiled. Kesha pulled out a thick manila folder, its contents meticulously organized after 3 weeks of careful documentation. During my time observing your department, Mr. Williams, I documented systematic discrimination that has cost Sterling Financial millions in measurable damages. She spread documents across a nearby desk as Derek's livestream captured everything in high definition. Her voice was clinical and professional, the tone of someone used to boardroom presentations. Your department shows a 73% turnover rate among diverse employees over the past 18 months. The company average is 23%. Your discriminatory hiring and management practices have resulted in 4 pending discrimination lawsuits totaling $847,000 in potential damages. Michelle Torres grabbed the wall for support, her face pale. Every lawsuit mentioned would trigger federal EEOC investigations. Furthermore, Kesha continued, your department's revenue declined $2.3 million this quarter due to client defections. 3 major accounts specifically cited cultural concerns and unprofessional staff behavior when terminating their contracts with Sterling Financial. At 9:27 a.m., the witnesses spoke. Luis Rodriguez, hands shaking, addressed her. Ms. Washington, you've been working night shifts for 3 weeks. I thought your work was perfect. Always professional, always respectful to everyone. That's because she is a professional, Sarah Monroe said, still recording. Derek, she helped me with the Mandarin client presentation last week. She speaks 4 languages fluently and knows more about international business law than half our legal team. Derek's world crumbled further as it became clear the woman he humiliated spoke Mandarin, Spanish, French, and Arabic, and held a Stanford MBA in organizational psychology and corporate culture transformation. Jake Morrison stepped forward, his voice shaking. Ma'am, I am so deeply sorry. I should have questioned this whole situation. This was wrong on every level, and I participated in it. Jake, Kesha replied gently, you were following what you believed were proper orders from a superior. That's exactly the kind of systemic issue I was hired to identify and fix. The problem isn't individual compliance, it's institutional culture. At 9:28 a.m., Derek's desperate deflection began. Scrambling to pick up his phone, live stream now at over 1,600 viewers, panic replaced arrogance. This is some kind of elaborate setup, he stammered, sweat beading on his forehead. She's lying about everything. Cleaning staff don't become corporate executives. This is fake news designed to make me look bad. His audience wasn't buying it. Comments labeled him delusional, racist, and finished. Kesha pulled out her secondary phone, an iPhone Pro Max that cost more than Derek's monthly salary, and called Sterling's main executive line. This is Vice President Washington. Please connect me to the executive conference room. The call connected immediately, bypassing all protocols. Chairman Roberts' voice boomed through the speaker. Kesha, the board is assembled and ready. Are you prepared to present your culture assessment findings? Derek's knees buckled, his livestream audience watching him collapse against the wall. 1,600 viewers witnessing a racist manager's public destruction in real time. At 9:29 a.m. The real authorities spoke. Actually, sir, Kesha said calmly, I think we should conduct this meeting on the 47th floor. The entire executive team should see this evidence firsthand, and we have multiple witnesses who can provide testimony. Emma Walsh, the communications director, was frantically typing while monitoring social media. Ma'am, we need immediate damage control protocols. Mr. Williams' video has been viewed 45,000 times in the past hour. We're trending number 3 on Twitter, LinkedIn, and TikTok with mostly negative sentiment. Good, Kesha replied, surprising everyone. Transparency was always part of the strategy, Emma. Sometimes systemic change requires public accountability. She addressed the crowd. For those who don't know me, I'm Kesha Washington, newly appointed Vice President of Corporate Culture and Diversity. I report directly to Chairman Roberts and have full authority over all cultural compliance issues. The admission sent ripples through the group. A black woman in her 50s, hired at VP level, conducting undercover operations was unprecedented in Sterling's 47-year history. At 9:30 a.m., the financial impact hit home. Marcus Thompson checked his Bloomberg terminal, his face pale. Ms. Washington, our stock price has dropped 1.7% in the past hour. We've lost $23 million in market cap because of the viral video. Kesha nodded with composure. That's exactly why I was hired, Marcus. Toxic culture has measurable financial consequences that extend far beyond HR complaints. Mr. Williams' behavior just cost Sterling shareholders $23 million in 30 minutes. Still running now with 1,847 viewers, the comments section had become a real-time business school case study in corporate crisis management. Racism erased $23 million in market cap in 30 minutes. This is why diversity and inclusion actually matter. Derek's going to be unemployed forever after this, one comment read. Best corporate karma video ever filmed. Sterling stock was tanking live on stream. At 9:31 a.m., the supporting evidence appeared. Janice Williams, the union representative, approached Kesha with newfound respect and additional documentation. Ma'am, our union members have reported multiple incidents of discriminatory behavior in Mr. Williams's department. We have 17 written complaints dating back 8 months. I know, Kesha replied, pulling out her own corresponding files. That's exactly why Chairman Roberts hired me for this position. The union complaints, combined with client defections and lawsuit threats, had created a perfect storm of legal and financial liability. She pulled out another folder thick with security camera screenshots. I also have comprehensive security camera footage from the past 3 weeks. Mr. Williams's pattern of discriminatory behavior extends far beyond today's live-streamed incident. Derek's face went completely white as the implications sank in. 3 weeks of security footage would document every racist comment, every microaggression, every moment of toxic leadership he displayed when he thought no one important was watching. At 9:32 a.m., the board arrived. The elevator dinged with executive authority. Chairman Roberts emerged first, a distinguished man in his 60s with silver hair and sharp eyes that missed nothing in corporate environments. Behind him followed 3 board members, CFO Patricia Monroe, Legal Counsel David Martinez, and Operations Director Janet Kim. Their Italian leather shoes clicked against the marble floor as they surveyed the chaos with professional assessment. 50 employees, multiple phones recording, One regional manager collapsed against a wall, and the newest VP standing calmly in the center holding a briefcase full of evidence. The board members' faces were grim but unsurprised. They had hired Kesha specifically for situations like this, though none had expected such a spectacular public documentation of corporate toxicity. "Ms. Washington," Chairman Roberts said formally, his voice carrying the authority of Sterling's. $2.8 billion market cap. Are you ready to present your undercover findings to the board? Kesha smiled for the first time that morning, an expression of quiet satisfaction and professional vindication. "Yes, sir. I believe we have everything we need to implement comprehensive cultural reform." Derek's phone finally died, its battery exhausted from broadcasting his complete professional destruction to thousands of viewers. The silence on the 47th floor was deafening, broken only by the distant sound of news crews setting up in the lobby below. At 9:34 a.m., the executive tribunal began. Chairman Roberts gestured toward the nearest conference room. "Let's move this discussion to conference room 4701. The full board needs to review Ms. Washington's findings immediately." The procession was surreal. Derek Williams, still in shock, was escorted by security while Kesha walked alongside the board members as an equal. The 50 employees followed at a respectful distance, phones still recording this unprecedented corporate drama. Conference room 4701 overlooked downtown San Francisco's financial district. Floor-to-ceiling windows framed the city skyline as the board took their seats around a mahogany table worth more than Derek's annual salary. CFO Patricia Monroe opened her tablet and began calculating financial damages in real time. "Kesha, before we proceed, I need current market impact numbers. Our stock is now down 2.1% in pre-market trading," Monroe reported. "That's $31 million in lost market capitalization, all directly attributable to Mr. Williams's live-streamed conduct," Kesha confirmed, opening her briefcase to reveal meticulously organized evidence. "I have social media analytics showing the exact correlation between his video and our stock decline." At 9:36 a.m., the legal reckoning began. Legal counsel David Martinez leaned forward, his expression grave. "What's our total legal exposure here, Kesha?" She pulled out a comprehensive legal analysis. Mr. Williams violated California Labor Code Section 98.6 by creating a hostile work environment on camera. He also breached company policies 12.4, 4, 15.3, and 22.1 simultaneously. Martinez took notes rapidly. "The recorded evidence makes this legally indefensible. We're looking at federal discrimination charges, state labor violations, and potential civil rights lawsuits." Derek finally found his voice, desperation replacing his earlier arrogance. "This whole thing was a setup. She entrapped me. I was just doing my job managing problem employees." "Mr. Williams," Martinez replied coldly, "entrapment requires law enforcement coercion. Ms. Washington is a corporate executive conducting legitimate workplace assessment. Your discriminatory behavior was entirely voluntary." At 9:38 a.m., the data destruction phase began. Operations Director Janet Kim spread Derek's department statistics across the conference table. "Kesha, walk us through the operational impact of Mr. Williams's management style." "Gladly." Kesha activated the room's smart display, projecting her findings. Derek's department shows the worst performance metrics in Sterling's history. The numbers appeared in stark black and white: 73% annual turnover rate versus the company average of 23%. A $2.3 million revenue decline this quarter. 4 active discrimination lawsuits worth $847,000, 17 formal union complaints in 8 months, and 3 stress-related medical leaves. But the financial damage extends beyond his department, Kesha continued. 3 major clients terminated contracts citing cultural incompatibility. Monroe Manufacturing alone represented $3.2 million in annual revenue. Derek's face went ashen as the scope of his destruction became clear. At 9:40 a.m., the systematic evidence emerged. There's more, Kesha said, pulling out audio equipment. I recorded daily interactions during my 3 weeks undercover. Mr. Williams made discriminatory comments about employees, clients, and vendors consistently. She pressed play on a digital recorder. Derek's voice filled the conference room. These people don't understand corporate culture. They belong in service jobs, not professional roles. Asian employees all look the same to me. How am I supposed to tell them apart? We need to hire more Americans, not these diversity candidates who can't do the work. Each recording was time-stamped and legally documented. Derek slumped in his chair as his own words condemned him. Chairman Roberts's face hardened with each discriminatory statement. Mr. Williams, in 43 years of corporate leadership I have never witnessed such systematic prejudice disguised as management. At 9:42 a.m., the witness testimony began. Sarah Monroe was invited to present her secret recordings. Board members, I've documented Mr. Williams's behavior for 8 months. The discrimination wasn't subtle. She played video of Derek telling Latino employees to speak English or find another job and audio of him saying Asian staff can't be trusted with important clients. Marcus Thompson added his analysis. The financial data supports every allegation. Our client satisfaction scores in Derek's department are the lowest company-wide. We lost $8.7 million in annual revenue due to culture-related client defections. Union Representative Janice Williams presented 17 formal complaints. Our members have been documenting hostile work environment issues for over a year. This morning's incident was simply the most public example. At 9:44 a.m., the corporate calculation came in. CFO Patricia Monroe was calculating rapidly on her tablet. Let me summarize our total exposure from Mr. Williams's discriminatory management. She projected numbers onto the smart display. $31 million market cap loss ongoing. $8.7 million annual client revenue lost. $847,000 potential lawsuit. Settlements, $2.3 million departmental revenue decline, and an estimated $500,000 in legal defense costs. Total measurable damage, $43.3 million over 12 months. The board sat in stunned silence. One regional manager's prejudice had cost Sterling Financial over $43 million in quantifiable losses.